Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty commonplace, maybe even essential for your daily routine.
That afternoon pick-me-up.
Exactly. Vending machine services. We're, digging into whether outsourcing this makes sense.
Right. And we're drawing insights from PopToGo vending. They're a family business, been around, over 30 years?
That's right. Over 3 decades in Colorado and Wyoming. So if you're a business owner thinking about operations or honestly just curious about where those office snacks come from.
This should be pretty useful. We want to unpack the pros and the things to consider when you let a specialist handle your vending.
Okay, let's get into it then. PopToGo 30 years is a long time in any business. What's their story, tell us?
Well, they started way back in 1989. Family-owned, which often means a different kind of focus.
How so?
The owner, Matt Ross, apparently started with just one machine. And his whole approach, right from the get-go, was understanding what that specific customer needed.
Okay, starting small, customer focus. That feels significant. Surviving for 30 plus years, especially with big competitors around, that's not just luck.
Definitely not. They explicitly say they compete with the big national guys.
How do they manage that?
Seems like it boils down to a few things. Better pricing, really focusing on keeping customers happy, being quick, reliable.
And that personal touch, maybe.
Exactly. That personalized interaction you might not get from a huge corporation. They say their commitment is really about the customer's best interest.
Interesting. You wonder how they manage better pricing, maybe leaner operations, lower overhead?
Could be. It suggests agility. It's not just about dropping off a machine. It's the whole service package, the relationship.
Right. So from that one machine back in '89, what does PopToGo look like now, scale-wise?
They're managing over 150 machines now. And it's not just, chips and soda anywhere.
Oh, what else?
The whole range. Drinks, obviously, snacks, but also actual meals. Healthier stuff, too, which is a big thing now.
Makes sense. People want options.
Yeah, and they do office coffee setups. Even these things called microservices.
Microservices, like mini markets.
Sort of. Think small, self-contained retail spots right in the office. Often more fresh food, refrigerated items. Sometimes with self-checkout.
Ah, okay. So a much broader refreshment solution.
Yeah.
And the coffee part, that's more than just dropping off filters and beans, I assume.
Oh, yeah. Managed coffee means they handle everything. Getting good coffee, the supplies, keeping machines running, stocking it all.
Takes a whole task off the office manager's plate.
Pretty much. One less thing to worry about. They're basically a full-time vending distribution operation.
And where are they operating? You mentioned Colorado and Wyoming.
Their home base is Adams County, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
But they cover a lot of the Denver metro area. Brighton, Boulder, up to Longmont, Greeley, Fort Collins.
Quite a reach.
And even up into Cheyenne, Wyoming. Seems like they've grown organically, expanding where there's demand. And they're still looking for new clients, so they're definitely in growth mode.
Okay, so that gives us a good picture of PopToGo. Now let's pivot to the why. Why would a business outsource vending? PopToGo lists 10 benefits. Let's walk through them. First one, time savings.
Yeah, this is a biggie. Think about what it takes to do it yourself. Buying machines, picking products, stocking, fixing jams, collecting money.
It adds up. Takes someone's time away from their actual job.
Exactly. Outsourcing just hands all that over. Your team stays focused on, what your business actually does. Like the HR person isn't spending half a day ordering snacks.
Right. Makes perfect sense. Benefit number 2, no upfront costs. That sounds appealing straight away.
It really is. Buying vending machines is expensive. A chunk of capital?
Yeah, thousands probably.
Easily. So outsourcing means you avoid that big initial hit. PopToGo or a similar company owns the machine, installs it. Your money stays available for other things.
Although I guess you'd want to know about contract lengths, right? Compared to owning it long term.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Something to ask about. But avoiding that upfront cost is definitely attractive.
Okay, number 3. Professional management. What's the pro difference?
Well, these companies do this for a living. They know what sells, what doesn't. They have data.
Ah, so they're not just guessing what to put in.
Right. They know pricing strategies, how to manage inventory efficiently, so stuff isn't expiring, keeping popular things stocked. They can even tailor it to your specific workplace, your employees' tastes.
Which might be hard for an internal person to gauge accurately.
Very hard, yeah. Plus, they have the buying power and relationships.
Which leads into number 4. Quality product.
Exactly, because they specialize, they usually have access to a way bigger variety than you could easily source yourself.
More than just the standard brands.
Yeah, different drinks, snacks, often those healthier options we mentioned. maybe even fresh food sometimes. Caters to more people.
Keeps more employees happy, potentially. Okay, benefit 5 is flexibility. How is outsourcing more flexible?
Well, if you own the machine and the inventory, changing things up can be a hassle. You've bought the stock, you know.
Right, you might be stuck with unpopular items.
Exactly. With an outsourced provider, you can usually just ask them to swap things out, maybe based on feedback or seasons or new things on the market. They handle the change.
Makes it easier to keep things fresh and relevant. Gotcha. Number 6, maintenance and repairs. This feels like a big one. Machines break.
Oh, they do. And when you outsource, that headache belongs to the vending company. Routine checks, fixing jams, major repairs, it's on them.
So no downtime waiting for someone internally to figure it out or calling an expensive technician?
Precisely. They usually have technicians ready to go. Minimizes frustration for your staff.
Okay, number 7 is profit sharing. Interesting. Can you actually make money from this?
Sometimes, yes. It depends on the deal, obviously. But if your location has enough traffic, enough sales through the machines.
Like a big office building or factory?
Yeah, places with lots of people. The business might get a percentage of the sales revenue.
So it could turn from a potential cost center into a small revenue source.
Potentially, yes. But you need to look closely at the terms, what the sales threshold is, what percentage you get. It varies.
Understood. Benefit number 8. Increased employee satisfaction. Seems important, but maybe harder to measure.
It is harder to put a dollar figure on, sure. But having easy access to drinks and snacks. It's a convenience people appreciate.
Shows the company cares a bit about their comfort.
I think so. It can boost morale, maybe means fewer people leaving the building for breaks, keeps energy levels up. That mid-afternoon slump, a quick snack can help.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a tangible perk, even if small. Have you seen data on this? Does it actually link to satisfaction?
Well, direct links just to vending are tricky, but studies on workplace amenities consistently show food and beverage access is highly valued.
Yeah.
Companies that offer these perks often do report better morale, sometimes even better retention.
Okay, that makes sense. Number 9, no staffing requirements. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, very clear benefit. You don't need to pay your own staff to stock machines, clean them, order products, troubleshoot.
Frees them up for their actual jobs. Saves labor costs.
Absolutely. It's all covered by the service provider's fee, implicitly or explicitly.
And the last one, number 10, hygiene and safety. More relevant now than ever, probably.
Definitely. Modern machines often have touchless payment, which is a big plus. Some have antimicrobial surfaces.
And the vending company handles the cleaning protocols.
A good professional company will, yes. They have standards for stocking, cleaning, maintenance. It just gives you and your employees more peace of mind about hygiene.
Okay, so those are the 10 points from PopToGo. It does paint a pretty convincing picture for outsourcing. Let's touch on their core philosophy, what drives them according to their materials.
It really seems centered on, well, complete customer satisfaction. They emphasize that a lot.
More than just fulfilling a contract.
Seems that way. They talk about it like a guiding principle. And they also mention wanting to make the workday better, more fulfilling, for the employees using the machines.
So focusing on the client business and the end user, the employee.
Yeah, that dual focus. It feels service-oriented, maybe less purely transactional than you might expect.
That approach, especially coming from a long-standing family business, could be a real differentiator against bigger players, couldn't it?
I think it could. It suggests they're invested in the client's environment, not just in placing another machine.
Right. So wrapping this up, our deep dive today, looking through the PopToGo lens, really shows some strong arguments for outsourcing vending.
Yeah, convenience, saving that upfront cash, not needing extra staff.
And that potential boost to employee morale, which is always good. Their history and focus on the customer really underscored the value you might get from a dedicated provider.
It definitely shows how even these seemingly small background services can actually make a difference in a workplace.
Absolutely. So considering all these benefits, the time saved, the hassle avoided, the potential boost in satisfaction, here's something to think about. Beyond just vending, what other small but, necessary services in your work or even personal life could potentially be outsourced? Where could shifting that responsibility free you up or just make things run smoother? Something to ponder. Thanks for diving deep with us today.